So hello, love. So in the last video, I told you about how my husband and I were going to go to the forest, and just as we were getting ready to leave, it started to rain. So I had my hat on, I was all ready to go, and since I have hat hair, I'm keeping my hat on just for you. So anyway, I wanted to tell you about a friend of mine, and she gave me permission to tell you about a friend of mine who listen to the audiobook of Twice the Afterlife. And the whole title is Twice the Afterlife, Living the Magic and Mystery of Heaven on Earth. I always have to look because I want to turn that around sometimes. But it's about my two death experiences. But a lot of it is about different things that I've experienced here since I've returned from these two experiences and how my life changed because I had those experiences and why I returned and what it is that I do with my life now to the best I can convey it in words because believe me, there are no human words to describe what is experienced in that next realm. But there are things that the ways we know about it, and that's through love and peace and harmony and joy and so many other aspects. And I talk about that in this book. So my friend was going through something that she gave me permission to tell you about, and her name is Mele. She lives in Hawaii, and she'd been reading the book for a while in the actual book form, but then when I finished the audio book, she went ahead and got the audio and listened to it that way. And it was just the perfect timing because her beloved kitty cat was about ready to leave the planet. And it helped her to communicate with him to help the cat understand that how much she loved him in even better ways than she normally does because she's very loving and caring. But she said that it was really of great benefit to her to be able to read that and have the timing of having read this book and listened to it, and then being able to use some of what it is that I put in the book. But we talked a lot about what it was that might be of service to herself and also to her little sweet kitty cat. And it helped her. So I have a lot of stories in here about animals, and I have stories in here about people that I've done different things with to help them, or that they've helped me. And so that's what the book is all about, is about taking this wisdom from the greater level of life and applying it to our lives now because it's right here around us all the time. And so she was able to utilize this. And there have been other people who have read it and or listened to it. And they've found that it's helped them from a spouse that passed on and helped them to understand the peace that they were now experiencing. And they no longer had any pain. And then it helped one woman, both of her parents had moved on at different times in her life, but it helped her to understand a little bit more about how her experience was with that and to come to a greater understanding of how to communicate with her parents. Excuse me. So that's just part of what I have to offer in this book. It's not a great big book. It's 220 pages. And so the audio version of it doesn't take that long to go through it either. But please read it. Please listen to it. You can get it on Amazon. And I'll leave you all the information here. Oops. I have this painting here in honor of my friend who's from Hawaii because Digit, who is in my all my children's books, there once was a kitty named Digit, and the second book is There Once Was a Kitty Who Traveled. And this is the illustration that you see here is the very first illustration in the book. There's the book, and here it is in much bigger form, the actual painting that I did. And there are a lot of other stories in here that are fun. This is actually my favorite one of her. And this is her scuba diving in Hawaii with her turtle friend. And I'll just show you a couple other things here. She goes all over the place. Here she is, kind of pretending that she's the queen. She goes to London and she's kind of envisioning herself in that way. And then she gets lost And they can't find her because she's sitting on top of his hat, if you want to call it a hat. It's much bigger than a hat, but there she gets lost and he can't move. And here she is asleep with her tail down here and is kind of tickling his face. So here she is in Paris. And in her mind, she's protecting the Eiffel Tower from getting rained on with by holding her umbrella. So she has a very important way of looking at life. And there's one other thing that might help you. I mean, it's fun. Here she is kind of holding up the Eiffel Tower. Right. So not the Eiffel Tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So anyway, she's really quite a little kitty, and the whole idea is really quite fun. But I have this painting here just in honor of my friend who's from Hawaii, and this painting is her on the coastline. I actually have photographs of not of her there, but of the coastline there, and this is the Pali coasters around the edge, and this is her all dressed up, and as if she were Hawaii, being in her regalia. But I'm always sending you lots of love. Even when I'm not on these videos and not doing this for you, I think about you. And I'm always thinking, what's the next thing I can tell you about? What is the next thing I can share with you that might be of service to you, that might help you understand just how amazing you are and how magnificent you are and how great you are. Maybe you like to wear hats like I do, whatever that might be. So I just want you to know, again, as Grandma always said, love you bunches. Bye for now.